SEO is dead. Oh, wait, wrong video. SEO is not dead yet. What's up, y'all? John Doherty here. I've been doing a lot of thinking around content marketing and SEO, especially as AI mode has rolled out and SEOs the world over, trying to figure out what the heck are we even going to do moving forward. So I'm going to drop some truth bombs that are probably going to ruffle some feathers, but that's okay because I think this is an important thing that you need to hear. I've been in SEO for 15 years and that SEO is dead, or rather it's dying. Over the next 2 to 3 years, I personally expect it to die a slow, painful death. People are going to keep trying to compete for a larger slice of a much smaller pie. I don't know about you, but I like pie a lot, and I don't want to compete for a smaller pie. I want to compete for the same percentage slice or a bigger percentage slice of a much bigger pie rather than half of a very small pie. Content marketing and SEO are not going to be solely focused on content that covers specific keywords in the future. That keyword focus was always a time and place. Sending traffic to publishers was always just a necessary evil, as Google has themselves said, while they built the technology to be able to just give the answers themselves. They've always wanted to be an answer engine, and that is what they're moving towards with AI. And so we need to stop relying on that, and we need to be everywhere that our customers are. So SEO isn't dead. I'll stand behind that, but I will also stand behind that traditional SEO, as it's been done, and blogging for content marketing, that in and of itself is going to die over the next couple of years. It's going to become increasingly irrelevant. And so I think there are things that we need to do about it, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. I never thought I'd be the one saying this. I've been knee-deep in SEO and content marketing for 15 years. I've written thousands of blog articles. I've consulted with some of the biggest enterprises on the internet around their SEO, pre-Panda, pre-Penguin, all through the years, marketplaces, some of the largest websites. I've built content strategies. My team, Editor Ninja, has edited tens of millions of words. My last agency generated hundreds of millions of dollars in digital marketing leads for SEO and content agencies. But I gotta say it, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. And with the recent launch of Google's AI overviews in AI mode, to me, the writing on the wall is clearer than ever. My take is that the old playbook is broken, especially for B2B. We've been thinking this for a while and people have been talking about it. What has worked in the past just isn't working anymore. Sure, you can go do your alternatives pages and your top best, blah, 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 whatevers, and it's still going to work for a little while. If you look at my rankings for Editor Ninja, yeah, it still works. It's still working for now, but I don't think it's the future. For years, SEO and content marketing for SEO specifically has meant long form blog articles, some shorter form, some longer form, but no more than like 3,500, 4,000 words, something like that. That's what's been considered long form. And they've been one-shot, big articles that are focused around one topic because Google has wanted to rank the pages that cover the full corpus of the topic itself. And then they've been smart enough to pull out featured snippets and drop people directly to the answer. That's all been great. And honestly, like search is continuing to grow. So I'm not going to say that people are going to stop searching. Even just today, I was searching for where the term writing on the wall came from. It's a biblical reference. And I wanted to know more about it because I had forgotten about it and forgotten specifically what it was about. And so I found this site that was just a wall of text and quoting verses with commentary interspersed throughout it. And I was like, this is not getting me what I want. So I popped over to AI mode and I said, where is the statement writing on the wall from? And it gave me it. Yeah, it was still a wall of text, but it gave me exactly the answer that I was looking for. So I actually moved from traditional search over to AI mode because I knew it was going to give me the answer that I was looking for. So while that site got that click this time, guess what? Next time, I'm probably just going to go to AI mode and ask the question first. So if we accept this premise, and I know a lot of you out there probably will not, and let's debate that in the comments, nicely, of course, but if you accept this premise, what is the future? To me, the future is multimodal content. I was talking about this with my good friend Michael King, iPullRank. He runs iPullRank Agency. Mike's, if you know him or if you don't know him, one of the smartest people in the space. I consider him a good friend, and he articulated this perfectly in his recent article about how AI mode works. He also told me this in a private conversation that he and I were having, where he said, yeah, multimodal is the future. And I completely agree with him. Now, what the heck is multimodal content? If you look it up on the internet, you're going to find some articles on CMO.com and something like that. But those kind of just go as far as talking about embedding videos in blog articles. And that's all well and good, but it's just barely the start. It's not actual 2025 and actual where Google is going with AI mode itself. At its core, multimodal content is creating a piece of content once and then putting it everywhere that your audience is. So my boy Ross Simmons literally wrote the book, Create Once, Distribute Forever. I'm shifting that to create once, distribute everywhere, because it's not just good enough to publish an article and expect that Google is going to rank you. You also have to have that same content on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on TikTok, and the various places where your audience is hanging out. Because even if the buyers aren't necessarily on TikTok or Instagram or something like that, but pro tip, everybody is on all of these platforms. So your buyers are there, but of course, TikTok tends to trend more towards Gen Z. Instagram is a bit older. People tend to buy more from there. But if you have a TikTok page, which you should for your brand, and then someone searches for you and they click on the TikTok listing, and you have no content there, guess what? It's not good for your brand. This is even something that I'm working on my own brand. We don't have a TikTok page, an active TikTok page. I should probably get it there, right? But having that content and talking about those same topics on all of the different channels, that is how you reach people where they are. It is an omni-channel, multimodal content strategy. Now, I do want to note that this isn't about just slapping text to video onto an old blog post. No, and it's not taking an old blog post and making it an animated video that you put somewhere. No one wants to watch that. What people will consume, though, is they will consume a well-scripted, shot, clean captioned YouTube video that talks about what it is that they are interested in. It's important to note that multimodal is not just video. There are all these services out there that are just doing video editing, and Editor Ninja right now just does text editing, right? But the idea behind multimodal is much broader. It's taking that core idea, that core topic, in the format that it is, video, long form, long-ish form, YouTube video, into all of these various formats for all of these platforms. It's turning it into tight, punchy blog articles that are topical and concise. It's turning it into LinkedIn articles and posts that are designed for the specific audience. It's turning it into TikToks, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn video. It's potentially audio content like Alex Hormozy does, where he shoots these YouTube videos and they repurpose a lot of those into his podcast. It's even potentially graphics and motion graphics and that sort of stuff. That's obviously a lot more advanced. The key to multimodal content is having your content in multiple formats, sized correctly for each platform, with clean, accurate captions, with descriptions that make sense, ultimately to push it all back to one place where you want people to go. I also want to say that this is a great time to really focus on your proofreading and on cleaning up your captions as well. A lot of people don't share reels and those sorts of things because they look at the captions and they're rife with errors. They're not even accurate. Brand names aren't even correct. They have all this filler, all these ums and uhs and all that sort of stuff. While it's real, it's also not high quality. We need to edit our captions. We need to make sure that it syncs up with the visuals, and that adds that extra level of polish. Of course, Editor Ninja does proofreading. We haven't done a ton of proofreading for video captions and such, but it's something I expect that we're going to do a lot more in the future. At the end of the day, shoddy production, typos, errors, people don't really share that sort of stuff. If you take the time to produce it well, they are more likely to take the time to watch it, to consume it, and also to share it. Finally, I also believe that the future of content marketing is focused on brand. I think it's focused on spokespeople. It's focused on the brand being relevant. It's putting a face with the brand, just like I'm doing here. Look, we're still producing and editing a lot of written content, and I don't expect that to disappear quickly, but demand for proofreading is down 10% year on year, according to Google Trends. I only expect that to accelerate as AI mode is used more often. But the real game changer for content marketing is going to be moving to this multimodal world. Videos, audio, text, shorter form, longer form, well-edited, captions, all of that sort of stuff, and being everywhere that people are. It's about content that truly engages your audience no matter where they are. Personally, this is what I think content always should have been. And maybe I think I'm just seeing things more clearly now. I'm bullish on this future, and I think it's going to be really exciting for those of us that are willing to keep up. Personally, I truly believe that we have about 2 years until traditional SEO-focused blog content becomes largely irrelevant on its own. Largely irrelevant, not that no traffic will be driven, but it's just going to be so much less effective that it's not going to be worth it for most companies. And we've already seen that as well, but it's only going to accelerate. The writing's on the wall. There's not much more that I can say about it than that. So what do you think? Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Are you seeing the same shift? What are you doing in this new reality that we're living in as SEOs, as content marketers, as writers? I'd love to hear it in the comments. If this resonated with you, give the video a share, hit subscribe. Would love to engage with you in conversation about what you're seeing out there and together work towards the future that consumers actually want to see, that I actually think is going to be way more fun to execute on and is going to be way more effective for businesses. So personally, I'm stoked about it, but would love to hear what you're thinking. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I'll see you later.